After presenting as an omega, I accidentally heard my archenemy's inner thoughts. He smells so good. I want to claim him. Why is he looking at others? Shouldn't I be the only one in his eyes? I should lock him away where nobody can find him. Me, are these murderous fantasies? Later, when my preheat hit unexpectedly, I collapsed on the floor, flushed and trembling, desperately clutching Ethan's ankle. The alpha towered over me with icy composure. Beck, he demanded, and I'll claim you. Yet his racing thoughts betrayed him. So fucking adorable. I could kiss him breathless. The diagnosis left me ghostly pale, knees buckling against the clinic wall. Omega? Impossible. But the medical report glared back mercilessly. Luke Williams, secondary gender, Omega. I squeezed my eyes shut, refusing to acknowledge the cruel reality. Weak, vulnerable, dependent. Everything I'd sworn never to become. The door crashed open. Ethan stood silhouetted in the doorway, basketball tucked under his arm and sweat glistening across defined abs visible through his damp jersey. Dark strands clung to his forehead, softening the predatory gleam in his eyes. My throat tightened. Why him? Why now? Before I could react, Ethan closed the distance between us. Luke? His cedarwood scent enveloped me. Alpha pheromones inexplicably soothing despite our rivalry. What are you doing here? Panic surged as I scrambled to hide the damning report. Too late. His calloused fingers closed around the paper. Private medical records. I snapped, tugging uselessly against his grip. None of your business. One dark eyebrow arched. Since when does His Highness Luke care about privacy? With effortless strength, he pinned my wrist and snatched the document. Dread pulled in my stomach as realization dawned across his face. Those sculpted lips curved in triumphant disbelief. You presented as Omega. The clinic door kept swinging open as curious classmates drifted in. Ethan remained rooted beside my bed, scorching gaze tracing every micro-expression. His thumb absently stroked the stolen report's edge. My nails dug into the stiff sheets. This couldn't be happening. We've been rivals since primary school, constantly one-upping each other in academics, swimming competitions, even comparing Valentine's chocolates. Now he held my deepest vulnerability in his hands. Why did fate make him witness my ultimate humiliation? I stared resolutely ahead, ignoring the alpha's overwhelming presence and the forbidden urge to lean into his warmth. Ethan seemed to remember something and pulled the curtain around the hospital bed, temporarily isolating us from the outside world. I sniffled hard, looking up at him. Do you really get off on seeing me embarrassed like this? I knew my eyes must be bloodshot. This whole situation was utterly mortifying. Ethan, who'd always been at odds with me, would definitely tell everyone. Soon they'd all think I was some freak. Ethan's expression froze, as if he hadn't expected such a strong reaction. You're crying? I clenched my jaw to hold back tears, forcing icy detachment into my voice. What else? Go ahead and tell the whole world. I don't care. I felt like a cornered animal baring fangs at a predator, hoping to scare it off. But Ethan laughed. So that's what you're worried about. His thumb brushed my cheekbone, wiping away moisture I hadn't realized escaped. Why the tears? I won't tell anyone. The gesture left me disoriented. It was like punching cotton, all that effort with zero impact. Then an unfamiliar if familiar voice echoed in my mind. He smells so good. I really want to mark him. Ethan's voice. My eyes widened. His lips hadn't moved. Those teary eyes make him look even more adorable. Fuck. I could kiss him senseless. Me? Huh? What kind of deranged monologue is this? Where's this coming from? Ethan maintained perfect composure even as his thoughts spiraled. Could I be hearing his internal voice? He leaned closer until our noses almost touched. Keeping this secret is simple. His breath ghosted over my lips. But you'll owe me a favor. The condition turned out absurdly reasonable, staying after swim practice daily for extra training sessions. I agreed instantly. After that bizarre mind reading episode, I realized this talent only worked on Ethan. No useful dirt to uncover either. Just erratic flashes of his thoughts. So much for blackmail material. Luke? A hand landed on my shoulder. Why are you still here? Practice ended ages ago. Ryan from the swim team smiled. His usual plump, sweet scent making my nose twitch. I'd always hated that artificial candy smell. Forgot something. I lied, edging away. His grin widened. I'll wait with. An arm hooked around my waist, hauling me backward. Ethan's broad frame blocked Ryan. He's leaving with me. His glacial tone could frost windows. Current objective, get this beta away from my omega. Wait, what? Since he had his back to me, I couldn't see his expression. Before the other guy could respond, Ethan pulled me straight to the lounge. Ethan pressed his lips into a tight line, radiating intense energy that made the air feel heavy. His angry thoughts echoed in my mind. Why look at others? Isn't watching me enough? Why smile so warmly at him? Are they close? I should hide him where nobody can find him. I'd heard his inner voice again. But these thoughts, weren't they dangerously obsessive? I twisted my wrist trying to break free from Ethan's grip, but he tightened his hold. Those obsidian eyes locked onto me. Weren't you here to train with me? Let's start now. Perched poolside, I watched Ethan slice through the water in black swim trunks. His powerful strokes sent droplets spraying onto my face. As I wiped them away, he emerged, water cascading down his sculpted V-line, damp hair clinging to his forehead. His toned arms flexed with controlled strength. That sun-kissed complexion, highlighting a physique girl swooned over. Look, why aren't you swimming? His voice snapped me from my daze. I hesitated on the edge. My head throbbed faintly, cheeks burning hotter than the afternoon sun. Just as I considered backing out, Ethan smirked. Scared you'll lose? That competitive spark ignited. I plunged into the pool. We raced neck and neck, neither conceding until sudden heat exploded through my abdomen. A cramp twisted my gut, dragging me underwater. Panic surged. Could this be an Omega's first heat? I'd forgotten my suppressants at home. Darkness crept in as I sank. Ethan, please turn back. Strong arms hauled me up. Look, what's wrong? Ethan's alarmed voice cut through the haze. I writhed against him, skin hypersensitive. Every brush of his touch amplified the fire consuming me. He carried me to the lounge, but my legs gave out, clutching his ankle. I gazed up desperately. Ethan crouched, dominance sharpening his features. Want relief? It's simple, Beg. The world buzzed around his command. Pride warred with primal need as his fingers gripped my chin, forcing me to meet those smoldering eyes. His thumb traced my lower lip. Say it. Look, beg me to mark you. At that moment, his thoughts clearly echoed in my mind, so adorable. I could kiss him to death. My self-control felt like a tightly drawn bowstring ready to snap. My lips parted unconsciously as a voice that sounded both familiar and foreign escaped me. Please, I heard myself say, the words ringing clearly in the cramped locker room. A shadow fell over me as Ethan closed the distance. His lips captured mine, the crisp scent of alpine fur suddenly enveloping me. My eyes fluttered shut instinctively, yet the sensation of his mouth moving against mine remained vividly real. Why was he kissing me? Shouldn't he be biting my gland? The mating gland was supposed to be at the nape of the neck. I tried opening my eyes to question this, but Ethan cradled my head and pulled me flush against him. Our foreheads touched, and in that charged proximity, I could hear both our heartbeats racing. Abruptly, the pressure on my lips vanished. Warm fingers brushed aside hair at my nape, calloused fingertips tracing circles around my gland. Impatience got the better of me. This is torture. I rasped. Just do it already. Ethan chuckled darkly against my ear. The sharp sting of teeth breaking skin followed. and suddenly all discomfort melted away. Alpine fur exploded through my senses, overpowering the faint milk scent that usually clung to me. I became a ship lost in stormy seas, clinging to the scorching harbor of his embrace. His hand slid down from my neck to grip my waist. Common sense came rushing back. I seized his veined wrist. "What are you doing?" The temporary bond was complete. Why wasn't he letting go? He answered by pinning me beneath him. Palms splayed possessively across my hip. Biology class memories surfaced. I knew exactly what he wanted. "Get off," I shouted, thrashing. "I'm not going to be the bottom." Damn it. He trapped my wrists. Voice dripping, honey deception. "Be good. Sweetheart, I'll let you take charge next time." My protest died as his mouth crashed onto mine, teeth nipping and tongue claiming. The heart heat pressing against my hip left no doubt. Ethan was dead serious about this. The locker room lights suddenly cut out, closing time at the pool. Panicking, I shoved him away. My flailing fist connected with his nose. In the dim emergency lighting, I saw crimson trickle from his nostrils. Ethan rose like a storm cloud, irritation rolling off him in waves. I scrambled up, grabbing random clothes as I bolted. "Sorry," I yelled over my shoulder. Fleeing like the hounds of hell chased me. Outside, I glanced back nervously. No pursuit. How could I face him now? My lifelong rival had blindsided me completely. What cosmic joke made Ethan snap? I touched my swollen lip, fuming. For days I avoided him, my temporary gland mark fading along with the alpine fur scent. Our next meeting came on a coach headed to Sea City. The city of Sea was hosting a major swimming championship, with numerous schools sending teams, ours included. Among our school's representatives were Ethan Smith and Luke Williams. Talk about bad luck. After using the restroom, I returned to find Ethan dozing off in the seat next to mine. Annoyed, I deliberately chose the opposite aisle. The guy sitting there turned out to be Ryan Johnson, the same boy I'd met at the aquatic center weeks before. His fair complexion flushed pink when I settled beside him. "Luca competing too," he stammered. I offered a polite smile. Wasn't that obvious? Why else would I be on this team bus? Ryan nervously backtracked. Last time you seemed unwell. Didn't expect you'd." His words dragged me back to that awkward encounter, the memory of Ethan's feverish skin against mine surfacing unbidden. Heat rushed to my cheeks. "Appreciate the concern." I managed. "Glad you're better." Ryan mumbled, scratching his neck. Suddenly, the hair on my nape rose. I glanced up to meet Ethan's icy glare from across the aisle, his jaw tight with unexplained anger. "Luke, everything okay?" Ryan's hand brushed my shoulder. "Fine." I forced a smile, though Ethan's burning gaze never wavered. As we arrived in Sea City, our coach herded us toward the competition-adjacent hotel. The moment I stepped off the bus dragging my luggage, strong fingers closed around my wrist. I stumbled backward into a familiar pine-scented embrace. Ethan's hand steadied me, his grip lingering a beat too long on my waist. I jerked away like scorched, putting 3 paces between us. His expression twisted strangely. Not even when I'd punched him last month had he looked this unsettled. This is how it should be, I reminded myself. Rivals. Nothing more. Room assignments brought another surprise I'll be sharing with Ryan. The shy boy turned crimson during check-in. Ethan's group got the neighboring suite. Relief flooded me. Facing him daily would have been torture. The competition commenced next morning. Unsurprisingly, Ethan dominated early heats as the predicted champion. Yet during warm-ups, I caught him staring at my lane with that same conflicted intensity. Each time our eyes met, the pool water seemed to chill 10 degrees. Aside from him, the most promising contender for the championship was Ryan Johnson from C University. Unfortunately, Ryan and I got placed in the same group during the preliminaries. It was completely outclassed, even after giving it my all. I only managed second place in the group. Still, I qualified for the semifinals. After our match, Ryan walked over and struck up a conversation. Hey, you're Luke from B University, right? I nodded in confusion. How did he know me? We met during a previous tournament. Don't you remember? He casually patted my shoulder and winked. My memory remained blank, so I offered a polite smile. Ryan pouted slightly, his tone tinged with disappointment. Oh, how could you forget? Before I could respond, he continued talking to himself. No worries. You'll remember someday. His signature canine teeth flashed in a bright smile as he spoke. He seemed ready to say more when my coach called me away. Ryan waved. I'll let you go. See you next time. He left with the rest of C University's team. After today's competition, Ethan cornered me outside the locker room, blocking the doorway. His deep voice carried absolute certainty. You're mad at me. Standing half a head taller, he forced me to crane my neck to meet his gaze. Not at all. Please move. I tried pushing past him. Ethan remained planted, studying me with complicated emotions. Why the anger? Because I kissed you? Or because I wanted to? My face drained of color at his outrageous statements. Rising on tiptoes, I clamped my hand over his mouth to prevent further bombshells. This is a locker room. Watch your words. I warned, one hand silencing him while the other jabbed accusatory fingers. Ethan finally stopped talking. His eyebrows lifted, eyes glinting with mischief. Then came the warm, wet sensation. He licked my palm. Heat flooded my cheeks instantly, though I stubbornly kept my hand in place. This human time bomb couldn't be trusted. Maintaining composure, I hissed. I'll let go if you promise to behave. After receiving his nod, I released him only to hear, Luke, why are you so flushed? I'm not. I glared defiantly. It's just bad lighting. Is that so? Ethan looked down with amusement sparkling in his dark eyes. Cool fingers brushed my collarbone, eliciting shivers as they trailed up my neck to cradle my face. When his grip settled under my chin, I kept glaring. What you think you're, MPH? His lips captured mine mid-protest, the kiss starting slow before intensifying like sudden rainfall. The crisp scent of white pine flooded my senses until his essence saturated every breath. My head swam dizzily, thoughts dissolving into the storm. My vision blurred as Ethan pinned me against the locker room door, deepening the kiss with predatory intensity. My struggling hands got twisted behind my back when my knees began buckling from the suffocating kiss. His iron grip steadied me at the waist, those obsidian eyes burning through me. 3 sharp knocks rattled the door. Luke? You in there? Ryan's voice carried crystal clear through the thin metal. Ethan's teeth grazed my earlobe as he chuckled darkly. Well, if it isn't Ryan. I glared warningly, hissing through clenched teeth. Stop this madness. Someone's here. His tongue traced my ears' contour, igniting treacherous sparks. Make me, he challenged. Cold panic shot through me as his hand slid toward my belt buckle. I clawed at his wrist desperately. Ethan paused, amusement crinkling his eyes. Behave and I'll play nice. The liar's smirk told me everything. The doorknob rattled. My breath hitched. Ryan was trying to enter. Ethan chose that moment to crush his lips against mine again, swallowing my gasp. Only when the footsteps retreated did he finally release me. Back at the hotel ballroom, I tugged my collar higher over the fresh love bites. That human Rottweiler. Ethan caught my glare and licked his lips provocatively. I practically sprinted to my room. During the elevator wait next morning, someone tapped my shoulder. Ethan. I swear, I whirled around to find Ryan's messy curls and sunshine grin. Fancy meeting you here. His arms slung over my shoulders, unleashing citrus cologne memories. Couldn't find you after last match. He continued, already pulling out his phone. Let's swap digits. Before I could refuse, his camera was scanning my QR code. The elevator dinged open to reveal Ethan's glacial stare fixated on Ryan's lingering arm around me. Luke Williams' WeChat profile picture features an adorable white Bichon Frise with big round eyes. After adding him as a friend, I was about to leave when Ryan tugged at my sleeve. Want to celebrate together after the competition? He asked. Huh? He's an athlete from C University. Our swim coach has been rivals with C University's coach for years. If I dared celebrate with their team, my coach would skin me alive. I hesitated, unable to give an immediate answer. Seeing my reluctance, Ryan hastily added, just me alone. Okay? His puppy dog eyes blinked pleadingly as his fingers twisted my shirt hem, making refusal impossible. With a resigned sigh, I acquiesced. The championship finals commenced swiftly. Taking a deep breath, I dove into the pool at the referee's signal. Water exploded around me as my heartbeat thundered in my ears, accelerating through the lanes. Years of training translated into fluid, instinctive movements. When my fingertips grazed the finish pad, I surfaced gasping. Third place flashed on the scoreboard, respectable. My eyes darted to the top ranking, Ethan. Ryan trailed closely behind at second place. Their times separated by only 1/100th of a second. Climbing out of the pool, I found Ethan thrusting a towel toward me. Before I could react, Ryan materialized with a water bottle, damp curls clinging to his forehead. Look, thirsty? His cheerful offer froze me as Ethan's hand clamped around my wrist, forcibly replacing the bottle with his own. Drink this, Ethan commanded, steel gray eyes brooking no argument. I mumbled an apology to Ryan, who merely grinned. No worries. Just don't forget our call later. He mimed a phone gesture with an exaggerated wink, sauntering away despite Ethan's stormy glare. Post-victory celebrations inevitably led to karaoke. True to my word, I summoned Ryan. His arrival sparked momentary confusion until I explained. I invited him. Initial awkwardness dissolved as college camaraderie took over. Soon, teammates were slinging arms around Ryan's shoulders like longtime buddies. The revelry escalated with truth or dare. When the spinning bottle landed on Ryan, our most boisterous teammate brandished challenge cards. Dare, Ryan declared, plucking a card from the fan. This is it. Ryan revealed the contents of the drawn card, which read, do 15 put-ups on the first same-sex person to your right. Unfortunately, I happened to be that person. The room erupted in teasing cheers. Amid the noise, Ryan turned to me with unreadable emotion swirling in his eyes. Though his smile widened, he asked softly, Look, is that okay? My gaze instinctively flew to Ethan sitting across from us. Under the dim lighting, I couldn't decipher his expression, but I felt the weight of his stare burning into me, a mix of anger and something indefinable. When I didn't respond immediately, Ryan pressed, Well, not wanting to be a poor sport, I reluctantly nodded. Soon I found myself lying beneath Ryan as he positioned his hands on either side of me. With each pup, our faces drew dangerously close. I could feel his warm breath and catch lingering citrus notes from his cologne. His amber eyes bored into me with unsettling intensity until I turned my head away, cheeks flaming. Those 15 pups felt like an eternity. When it finally ended, Ryan stood first and offered a hand to pull me up from the cold floor. Sorry about that, he said with a contrite smile. I brushed it off, and the game resumed. The spinning bottle landed pointedly at Ethan's feet this time. Truth, he declared flatly, drawing a card that Emily read aloud. Is there someone you like present here? Come on. We're all guys. Emily started to reach for another card. Yes. Ethan's answer froze the room. Emily gaped. Ethan, you're joking, right? The corner of Ethan's mouth lifted as his dark eyes found mine. I said yes. He's here. My entire body went rigid as his thoughts exploded in my mind like fireworks. I love you. Look. Heat flooded my face as I desperately looked anywhere but at him. Emily's jaw practically hit the floor. Seriously? Who? The room buzzed with whispers. Ethan's actually serious? Wait, it's not Luke, is it? They've always butted heads. Holy shit, this is wild. I barely survived the remaining games under Ethan's relentless gaze. When everyone finally dispersed, I bolted outside where snow blanketed the ground. Footsteps crunched behind me. Look, Ryan caught up, grabbing my arm. Why the rush? I shook free, not feeling well. He studied me intently before smirking. You're lying. Today had been chaotic enough, and I didn't want to linger with him any longer. Desperate to leave this place, before I could turn away, Ryan suddenly said, "It's because of Ethan, isn't it? You like that guy?" My movements froze as I stared at him in disbelief. What are you talking about? I don't understand. Ryan gave a self-deprecating smile. Look, stop lying to yourself. I can tell you're into him. I tried to speak, but the words stuck in my throat. My thoughts churned violently until I finally managed. What exactly are you trying to say? You still don't remember me? That chubby kid from Clear Breeze Elementary? His expression turned desolate. Clear Breeze Elementary? Rusty memory gears began turning. Suddenly it clicked. You're little Ryan? I couldn't reconcile this tall, handsome Ryan with the slightly overweight boy who'd been bullied constantly. His smile relaxed when he saw my recognition. You remember. Good. Distant memories surfaced like faded photographs restoring their colors. Why did you transfer schools so suddenly? For medical treatment overseas. He replied gently. Remember how sickly I was? I nodded. I'd always been the first to notice when he felt unwell growing up. They diagnosed me with a rare condition. Ryan continued. A specialized hospital abroad offered treatment, so my parents moved us there. I only returned stateside a few years ago. His amber eyes dimmed. Never imagined. Never imagined what? His bitter laugh hung in the air. That you'd already have someone else by your side. The silence stretched uncomfortably until Ryan suddenly met my eyes. Luke, could I hug you one last time before we part? I nodded. His arms encircled me, curly hair brushing my neck. I stiffly patted his shoulder. Then I saw him. Ethan stood across the street, snow dusting his shoulders. He'd been watching us for who knew how long. I shoved Ryan away in panic, my pulse roaring as Ethan's chaotic thoughts reached me in fragments. Why with someone else? Can't I be your only? Don't look at others. Understanding dawned on Ryan's face as Ethan crossed the street. Without a word, Ethan gripped my hand like claiming territory. Time to go home. Look, he dragged me away forcefully, our footsteps crunching in fresh snow. Ryan watched us leave with that same lonely expression. Under the street light, Ethan suddenly stopped walking. I stopped in my tracks, looking up at him in confusion. What was this about? Ethan turned around, gazing at me with intense seriousness. Look, I love you. Simultaneously, his thoughts pierced clearly through my mind, so much. Going crazy with how much. My face flushed crimson, ears burning uncontrollably. Cool fingertips suddenly cradled my face. Ethan leaned down until our eyes locked at intimate proximity. Well, what's your answer? He murmured, focus unwavering. I stared dumbfounded, utterly speechless. Weren't we supposed to be rivals? Since when did things shift like this? Look, Ethan's thumb brushed across my lower lip, his pupils darkening. Warm breath ghosted over my skin as I instinctively tried retreating. Too close. Why was he suddenly invading my space like this? He wouldn't permit retreat. One hand anchored at my nape, crushing me against his chest. When his lips captured mine, shock still held me paralyzed. Snowflakes melted between our joined mouths, the chill contrast heightening sensation. Years of similar encounters had conditioned me. Eyes fluttered shut in automatic surrender. The kiss broke only for him to nip my earlobe. Voice gravel deep. Luke, do you love me? Those obsidian eyes swirled with dangerous undercurrents, whirlpools threatening to drown me. Hypnotized, my traitorous mouth answered, yes, I love you. The admission unleashed fiercer passion. His grip tightened, deepening the kiss until oxygen fled. Through mental haze, his thoughts resonated crystal clear. Luke, will you be my Omega? Mine alone. Dazed beneath renewed onslaught, I silently responded, idiot, haven't I always been yours? After being marked by my rival, we got our happy ending, Indy.